Well, you look at that. There's going to be a wedding. Somebody's getting married. Huh. They've got their car totally decorated. I wonder what the deal is. Who's getting married? Who is getting married? That is so beautiful. Wait a minute. Wow, they put a lot of work into this. Look at all these flowers they bought. They sprinkled them everywhere. Everywhere. They're everywhere. That's crazy. Look at all those flowers. Who's getting married? I don't see any bride around here or anything. That's weird. Wait a minute. Wait, I know what's going on. Huh. I can't believe I didn't see this earlier. It's an ipe tree. That's what's going on. No one's getting married. It's just an ipe tree with really bad lighting. Gary Grad, Golden Gate Palms. It's time for another video. Let's go. Let's do it. So what do we have here, everybody? We have the pink flowering ipe tree, also known as, it used to be known as Tabebuia impetigosa. And you can see deep in the throat of the Tabebuia, amongst these flower clusters, and inside each flower is a gorgeous yellow throat. And this plant will bloom in April and May. We're just about to enter May down here in San Diego County. This plant is pretty hardy. It's from Mexico all the way down into South America. So it has a really wide range of adaptation. That's a really, especially when things cross over the Panama swamp between Colombia and Panama. A lot of things can't do it, but this one did. That's a pretty wide range, pretty impressive adaptation for the tree. Now the tree looks really delicate, and it kind of is. My experience growing this tree up in the Bay Area, it doesn't quite do as well up there as it does down here, as do some things, but it still does all right. It does well enough, you know, places like Fremont and places where there's a little bit of heat, like San Francisco. I think it'd be difficult to make this plant bloom, but it's basically hardy to about 24 degrees, and I've seen reports that it didn't even get damaged down to 20 degrees. So, but it's a nice smaller scale tree here in California, but down in South America in the rainforest, this tree can get really, really big, and it's so big that it's a timber tree. And you see here's the beautiful gray bark of the tree. Okay, now this tree makes this bark here actually is medicinal, they say. I'm not going to tell you how to use it because I don't want to be responsible for any weird stuff happening to people from my videos. But you can look up the medicinal qualities of this tree. But one thing it has is antimicrobial and antifungal properties. And because of that, it's basically got some tannins in the wood that prevent insects from eating it, some chemicals in there. And because of that, it is basically resistant to decay with bugs and things like that. I got you some great close-ups for you guys here. Look at that. Look at that daylily. Woo! Here's a really good one over here. Look at these guys. You got the little, isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that is. But back to the wood. So this wood is really good because it's decay resistant for insects, that they use it for decking and outdoor purposes, and it's called, you probably heard it before, it's called ipe, I-P-E, ipe wood. This tree is also known as the pink ipe tree. But here's the problem, okay? It comes from South America,
and they probably don't have as many environmental laws down there as that we do here, which, you know, they probably they probably do. They absolutely don't. And the problem is that this tree is sporadically grown throughout the forest, and it doesn't really grow in pure stands like redwood trees do. Douglas fir are big trees that we use for lumber here in California. They grow in big dense stands. You can just clear cut them, and you know, and whatever, it's damaging the forest temporarily, but the forest grows back incredibly fast. I've seen it like immediately. They get a lot of yield out of per acre out of those timber zones, but with the ipe tree, apparently it sporadically pops up in the forest. So there's no big stands of it. So what they have to do is they have to go run through the forest and just beat the heck out of the forest and basically denude it to go and harvest all of the ipe wood. And because of that, the whole forest gets wrecked. And oftentimes when they go in and log an area for ipe, they will they'll just convert that area after they're done logging it to farmland. And that's what we need, and pasture land for beef. So it's just the saddest thing in the world to know how much land is getting consumed for that purpose. You look at a forest and that thing scrubs so much, makes so much oxygen, it sequesters so much carbon. And then you put a bunch of cows out there with grass that are just pooping and all the methane coming up. We're doomed. Anyway, so maybe we're not doomed, but we gotta start doing things right. You know, you gotta be as environmental as you can. And so you really should look into the environmental consequences of using ipe wood for your deck. I know it's a really good wood. I know everybody likes, you know, good wood, but that wood is problematic for the environment. So really think twice about using it. You know, nobody gets out of here alive, and nobody gets out of here without putting some kind of impact on this planet. I'm as environmental as I possibly can be. Well, maybe not possibly. That I could jump off a bridge, and then, you know, that's the most environmental thing I could do. Just no more impact from me. But I'm going to stop short of that, as should you. But anyway, you want to be as environmental as you can. I don't know if using ipe wood is really the most environmental thing to do, but using ipe trees in your garden could be pretty fantastic and make you cheery and make you want to have a wedding every year in your garden and decorate it with all of the ipe flowers because they're just so gorgeous. There you go.